It's been Umar Boxing Terrorist back with another one. I got Boxing Beats and Rhymes, EJ Boxing Live, and Chris Caban. We're gonna go over the who we think are the next great boxing prospects on the come up. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, what you got?
I have from the UK. I've got Dillian. I'm gonna go for Dillian Whyte. I'm going for Dillian Whyte from the UK. The reason I'm gonna, cause you know what I mean, Dillian's an underdog, man, and like people talk about Anthony Joshua. Dillian's 9-0, 6 KOs, and he's got his own career, and he's been forgotten because, they're making other fighters in the heavyweight division over here the golden boy. But Dillian beat this guy as an amateur, knocked him down, close fight. They're both inexperienced. I'm not saying it will be the same result now. Dillian's got a very long reach. He's aggressive. He's fearless. He's confident. He's cocky. He's got a co-sign from James Ali Bashir. He did very well in Camp Klitschko. So did Joshua too. So he's my prospect from the UK. And okay, move it round, and then I'll come back with my American prospect because I haven't got that in my head right now. So
All right, before we move it around, I want to ask you a question. How do you feel about with the situation where Dillian Whyte had to sit out all that time because of suspension? How you feel he's gonna recover from that?
well, look, it's up to Dillian to check what he's intaking, supplements. But at the same time, he was made an example of because there's been British fighters who've either took the same or the equivalent supplement or illegal substance, and they didn't get banned for 2 years. It's 6 months. So, I mean, Enzo Macronelli, Tony Dodson, and there's other fighters, and they didn't get that reprimand. So I don't know why that was. I don't know why they took two out of the guy's career. 2 years is a long time.
Yeah, that to me was a bit excessive because look, Chavez Jr., Brandon Rios, they got caught taking stuff and they didn't have to do nowhere near the penance, serve nowhere near the penance that Dillian Whyte had. So I think he's served his time, and I think he should be able to move on.
Agreed. Yep, I agree. I agree with that.
All right, so I'm gonna move it over to E Money Bags, aka EJ Boxing Live. Well, who you got, Errol?
Yeah. Yeah, man. My pick is Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr. The reason why I pick him, I feel like Chris Eubank Jr. Like a lot of people don't see. Like I know you look on his pro career, you wouldn't think too much of him, but he does a lot of stuff in the Mayweather gym. His father takes him around the world and gives him tough sparring. You already see him in the camp of Carl Froch opening for George Groves 2. And we see he was holding his own, and I feel like, this kid has got what it takes. I mean, he's got Billy Joe Saunders coming up next week. Obviously he's a prospect, so we see if he's gonna reach and do something. I mean, especially if he beats Saunders, man, it's gonna it's gonna shock up the world. So for me, my UK pick, Chris Eubank Jr. definitely one to watch and for the future for me.
And then, as far as Eubank Jr., how do you feel he'll be able to stack up to what his father was able to do with the 18 title defenses? You think he'll be able to match that or may even surpass it?
You know what? I don't think with the title defenses because his body's still growing, so I don't know what weight he's gonna go into. I mean, possibly he might stop at light heavy around there, somewhere like that. Because right now he's middle, so we've got super middle, light heavy around there. So maybe around there. But when he settles down, his body settles down, then we maybe see that. But it's very hard these days to have that many title defenses, because you take names and also when you're taking names, it's like you got some decent challenges at them weights, man. Super middleweight, Joe, is nothing to sneeze at. The middleweight division right now, you're gonna couple of names, but super middleweight. Definitely light heavyweight. There's some serious, so we'll see. But to surpass what his dad's done, it's going to be quite hard. But if you can be a freeweight champion, a middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, I guess he could surpass his dad that way. Maybe not in the title defenses, but he's definitely one to watch for me.
Okay, that's good answers. Chris Caban, who you got for your UK prospect on the come up?
I got Anthony Joshua. I'm following him pretty hard. I'm ready for him to make. He only got 9 fights. I'm thinking he only got 9 fights, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's a slow prospect, but give him time. I like his boxing skills, but I think he need to fight a little bit better opponents than so we can see his learning curve. Cause he's just blowing out. These guys pretty easy. I want to see him in a little test. That guy go over a couple rounds because he's just beating guys up, and That ain't good.
All right. Do you think that with Anthony Joshua, the way he's coming up, do you think that they're moving him along the right way? You think they're moving him a little bit too fast?
I think too slow. They moving him too slow, not too fast. I think. Let me see. A good fight will be. He can. I think he moved. They moving him just right. They don't want to rush him because he's still kind of green, and he still got some things he need to work on. But I think he coming along just right.
Okay. Good answers. We got Dillian Whyte, we got Anthony Joshua, and we got Chris Eubank Jr. And as for me, I'm a big fan of Kid Galahad. I seen him fight Rendell Monroe and that guy Bronca from Australia, and I think the kid is extremely skillful. I think he's probably the most skillful fighter that the UK has produced in years. And that could blow up in my face, but I'm really confident in it. I think that kid's going to win multiple world titles. I think he's a very good fighter. I think the only problem with him, he doesn't have power, but when you're that skillful, you don't need that much power. So I guess move on to the USA, and I'm gonna throw that to boxing Lisa Rhymes for first.
Man, I tell you what, man, it's thin on the ground, man. I was looking for someone, but I think Chris has got the one guy I was gonna pick, so I can't go there. Like this is quite a bad time for American pro boxing. It's probably one of his leanest periods that I can't find a prospect off the top of my head. I'm looking at heavyweight. All right, I could say Wilder, but I've said that already. I can't go with Andy Ruiz really. It's not.
Charlo.
I haven't seen Joseph Parker fight.
Andy Ruiz been eating cupcakes, right, Beats?
Yeah, he's been eating them cupcakes. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta admit, his physical conditioning and his inactivity that puts me off. So, I don't know, man. I'll probably go with the guy that Chris is saying, but I'll let Chris break it down. Chris's prospect is my prospect, so I won't take that. But
I like we talking about Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah.
I saw his last 4 fights. I can't. Ronaldo Cruz, he beat him up pretty good. Raymond Charles, the last guy he fought, that guy was supposed to give him some rounds. They're supposed to be in a step up. He blew him out easy, and he's in the interviews already said he want guys in the top 10. I think he's the only prospect in the States that I think that's ready to make that next step up.
Because when we say prospect, sorry about that, Chris, we mean guys who ain't won belts yet, yeah? Obviously.
Yeah, I'm saying the Charlo brothers could fall under that card.
Yeah. Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman could be a prospect because he ain't had no real test.
He's got a belt though, man.
Interim, yeah, he's an interim.
Still got a belt.
Yeah, interim, we can't make that a prospect. I mean,
Sadam Ali is a prospect. What's that kid from Puerto Rico that's knocking out everybody that they're comparing to Trinidad? Vajado.
Felix Verdejo.
Yeah,
Felix Verdejo. He's pretty good.
I haven't seen him yet. 78 was telling me about him, but I haven't seen him.
Puerto Rico's got a couple guys on the come up. They got Verdejo and they got that dude Pedraza, who I think is about to get his first title fight. They got a couple guys on the come up right now.
I think Verdejo is probably the best one. And my cousins out there telling me about him. They've been telling me about him since last year.
Okay.
Yeah, Felix Verdejo's the truth, man. I've been big on that kid for about a year and a half now. I've been watching him, and he's going to be a very good fighter. But I thought we was going to keep it to the continental United States, even though Puerto Rico was.
I thought you were talking about prospect spirit.
What we was going to do, we was going to move from place to place. But if you can go to Puerto Rico, that's cool.
Okay.
But Errol, who'd you have from the USA, Errol?
Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, man, for me, man. Number one, gonna be the heavyweight champion of the world. Gonna shock up the world and silence all doubters. He ain't got no belt at the minute. He's been knocking out who he's supposed to knock out. People think he needs to step up. He's going against Laverne. He's got the hand speed, the reach, the power, the foot speed to do everything, man. Like, people think like, oh yeah, he ain't done that and he's gonna get in the chin. Heavyweight division, I'm gonna get in the chin. But let me tell you something. After what you see with Klitschko, man, Deontay Wilder does Stavern in a couple of rounds, then people have got nothing but to say but to see that fight. So for me, until someone proves me differently, Deontay the bomb squad Wilder for me. So that's that.
What's the kid name that fought Hagler? Cyclone Hart's son.
Yeah.
Is he any
What's
good?
his name?
talking about Jesse Hart.
Yeah, Jesse Hart's pretty good too.
Yeah, he is a good fighter, and he's on the come up. But I'm gonna get to mine. I'm gonna go with people are gonna say I'm biased because he's from right up the road, but I'm gonna go with Sadam Ali, Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah. He's a great fighter. He just got rid of Bregu, and I think he's got incredible footwork. I think he's got very good hand speed. I think he got all the skills that comes from being from Brooklyn. He got all the hood skills. His power is decent. It's not that great, and I think he's got a chance. But the problem with him is he's fighting in a stacked division, which is at 147. Well, I think he should try if he can to get to 140 to have a better chance. But right now, I think he should just go for a title shot when the opportunity presents itself. You guys got any other prospects that you want to mention?
Well, I think Mr. Bashir's prospect, Alexander Usyk, very good, very skilled, good puncher, good boxer. He outpointed Berbetiev, who's another pro. I think a lot of the prospects are coming from now, are coming from Russia. You know what I mean? A lot of the good dudes look like Russia look like they're gonna play a big part in how the landscape of boxing formats itself in the upcoming years, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of good fighters coming from USSR, whether it be Ukraine, whether it be Kazakhstan, whether it be Russia, whether it be all Bulgaria, those other countries over there. You're right. They're producing a lot of fighters, and I think that James Alex Bashir made a good point on your interview that you guys did, which was a great interview, was that they're hungry. They go through a lot more than what people in the States and the people in UK go through at this point. And that's what breeds good fighters throughout history. That's what we know breeds good fighters is hunger and having the fight. Being a fighter breeds fighters, in my opinion. But anybody else got any other comments on other prospects they got?
I'm trying to think of the kid. There was a kid out of Philly that what's the kid's name? Can't come to me right now. Let's go to somebody else. It was a kid out of Philly, 154.
Did you mention Errol Spence, Chris?
Yeah, I already mentioned him first.
All right, well, then there's a couple more guys from that area. We got from over there. What do you guys think? I'll ask you some questions. What do you guys think of Robert Easter and Rashi Wan? Robert Easter, being that he fights, I believe he fights at featherweight or maybe 130, and he's like about 6 feet tall. The kid is, and he got power. They call him Robert Trouble Easter. Have you guys seen him fight?
Nope. I've got to do a little more on the grassroots right now, studying.
Well, he's part of Adrian Broner. He's part of the band camp, and he's one of the best fighters they got. The kid is tall, long, got power, and he's way too big for that weight class. I don't know how he makes that weight, to be quite honest, though.
Okay.
Sounds good, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Before we cut this video off, let's go back to the UK, and let's ask Errol and Beats, is there any other prospects that y'all got coming up that people might not know about?
They got Callum Smith. They're talking about like up and coming. He's on undercard of Bellew and Cleverly. He's fighting, and they're looking to fast track him against James against George Groves, and maybe the dog Jarrell, Anthony the dog Jarrell. So he's one to look out for. Callum Smith,
Lee Selby. What about Lee Selby? You rate Lee Selby?
That was my prospect. I did Lee Selby.
Yeah, he did Lee Selby already.
Yeah, I like Lee Selby.
Yeah. So yeah.
Beats, go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on Lee Selby because I did, but I'm a big fan of that kid.
Good boxer puncher, man. You know, I think he's been around the Mayweather gym. He has been around the Mayweather gym. And he's a good boxer. He's the type of boxer that the UK could let slip under the radar because he's not the type of going in there and have a ruck type of fighter. And like, you know, even Jim Watt, man. Jim Watt's trying to tell this guy, it's about time he goes in and tries to finish him. What for? He's outboxing the guy easy. Why are you telling him to go and crash bang in there and he's outboxing the guy easy? You know what I mean? I don't get that. When it's time to finish him, he'll finish him. And he did. When it was time, he finished him. You know?
Yeah, you're talking about the Bronco fight. I saw the same thing. I thought the same thing. He was outboxing him easy, and Jim Watt's trying to rush the kid in the third round to knock him out. And the kid got him out of there, the ninth round, and he won every round, won every second of every round. I don't understand Jim Watt sometimes.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So yeah, Lee Selby, very talented, and I hope he doesn't sort of go under the radar because of, you know what I mean, because he's using his boxing IQ rather than crash bang, going in there and have a Barney, you know what I mean, and all that bullshit.
Yeah, because the UK fans, they want what do you guys call it? A tear up.
Yeah,
They always want to
tear up. They want the tear up all the time, you know.
People like that, yeah. They do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't. Sometimes they don't appreciate the boxing skills as much as they should. But I think, because considering that he's holding a UK flag, even though he's Welsh, I think if he's successful, I think they'll probably get behind him in time.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think behind him now because. But the thing is, yeah, like them smaller divisions. To be honest with you, like Nassim Hamid, you got them films. Until they were the world champion, they might try to, but it's like this heavyweight thing is these bigger weights. They're getting all those things like the super middleweights in England is like that's our weight, man. Like England have been dominating the super middleweights from the 90s, man. Way into the 90s up until now. We're in the thousands, and England is still in them weight classes doing well. So
the Dark Destroyer, the greatest middleweight UK's ever produced.
Better than Randolph Turpin? That's a good matchup. Randolph Turpin versus Nigel Benn. What do you reckon, Errol?
And I'll be playing the Dark Destroyer's rap song while I watch him beat up Randall Turpin.
That'd be interesting, man, because Randall Turpin's a strong middleweight, bro. He got Robertson, so that'd be a good matchup for real. That would have been a good matchup still.
What do you reckon, Chris? Randolph Turpin, Nigel Benn.
You say that again?
Randolph Turpin versus Nigel Benn.
I'm going with Nigel Benn.
Yeah. Who you got, Umar? I know Umar's got Ben, isn't it? Umar's a Ben fan, boy.
You already know I got the Dark Destroyer. That's my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. I'm not going against the Dark Destroyer.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's deep, man. That's deep. All
All
right.
right, I said, if you guys don't got anything else, I guess we can end this video.
Yeah, we can wrap that. Okay. Peace.
All right, peace.